Hi everyone, I'm Ishan Sharma. I became a crorepati at age 20 because I broke certain rules of the society, of this world that you see around you in India. There are 7 rules that I broke that helped me escape the matrix and actually get opportunities and get to this place in life at age 20. I will share with you each of these and what I did to break it in this video itself. The first rule society has on you is to avoid risk, right? Like, as we've been growing in Indian households, we've always been told कि भाई, like, जहाँ भी जोखिम हो ना, जोखिम को लेना नहीं, right? Always avoid risk. Always focus on stability, on comfort. And here is how I think about it. There is a very interesting clip of Jim Rohn in which he's talking about how it's all risky. Like, life is risky, investing is risky, not investing is risky thanks to inflation. Starting a business is risky. Your job is risky thanks to layoffs. I'll tell you how risky life is. You will not get out alive. Think about that for a moment. That is what Jim Rohn said, and I completely agree with that one quote of his. The idea here is that if everything around you is risky, why not do something in which if you succeed, you would have a huge upside, and if you lose, you have a minimum downfall, right? Like, why not go for that opportunity versus doing something that everyone else is doing? Think about that for a moment, because everything is risky, so might as well do the most riskiest thing out there. And that is exactly what I did. I focused on building my skills. I focused on starting my YouTube channel. I focused on starting my own agency. I focused on building leverage. I focused on building these assets for myself that would pay out once I have built them. And that is what you need to think of as well. If you are 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, this is the most important thing that you should think and drill into your mind. How can you focus on risk that can give you a huge upside? If I start a YouTube channel, if I lose, it doesn't matter, no one is watching. If I win, I can potentially impact millions and millions of people through my videos. That is a huge upside. So think about that for a moment. And this is a rule that I broke to avoid risk. Embrace it and go for the best opportunity out there. The second rule of the society that I actually broke was the fact that people have this negative sentiment around business, around धंधा in India, right? Like, आप कभी भी देखते हो कि आपके जो पास में शॉप होगी through which you can get sandwiches, through which you can get your momos and all, people look down on that. Like, they were, मेरे पापा मेरे को बोलते थे कि right, you know, अगर तू पढ़ाई लिखाई नहीं करेगा, अच्छे नंबर नहीं लाएगा, तेरे को हलवाई के यहाँ पे भर्ती करा दूंगा, right? या फिर हलवाई बन जाएगा. And that used to be the biggest insult of my life. I was like कि भाई क्या ही बात कर दी आपने, ऐसा तो मैं नहीं होने दे सकता, right? Like, that is what we were told to think. And if you think about how much are these people actually making, how much are these, you know, kirana shop owners, these supermarket owners are actually generating, you will be mind blown, right? And you will only have it if you go ask them. Just go ask them, how much do you actually do in a day? How much money do you make? What is your margin like? What are your expenses like? And you will understand a whole different picture that the society never showed you, right? Like, these people are making at least 3 to 4 times what you would make in your software engineering job. And that is the power of having your own business, of starting your own dhanda. And it is seen in a negative light in India. बॉलीवुड में भी मूवी बनी हुई है कॉल्ड एज हिंदी मीडियम, जिसके अंदर वो जो पापा होते हैं उसके उनकी साड़ी की दुकान होती है चांदनी चौक में, एंड दे आर डूइंग वेल, बट जब वो एडमिशन के लिए जाते हैं स्कूल में तो उनको मना कर दिया जाता है. तो दैट इज अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग दैट आई फाउंड इन इंडिया, एंड आई वांटेड टू थिंक अबाउट दिस, राइट? आई होप यू आर आल्सो मेकिंग नोट्स. Make notes. This is a very interesting video. Please do that. Also hit the like button if you're liking this one. The third rule that I broke of the society, oh my god, this is such a cliche, right? So what I realized when I went into college was that it was normal for you to go on a party. It was normal for you to relax, for you to chill, for you to, you know, drink with friends, smoke, do the most degenerative activities out there, right? And that is what society sells us, that it is okay for you to have the most fun of your life and try out as many of these things as you can from 18 to 24, right? And this could not be further away from truth. Let me explain you why. This is the best years of your life if you think about it. right? Either you can work and you can set yourself up for life, or you can do these short-term dopamine hitting activities and you will work for the rest of your life in jobs that you actually hate. Let's go deeper on that, right? Like the society's definition of fun is, going out partying with your friends, passing around time, watching TV shows, binging, drinking, smoking, and whatnot. While my definition of fun is mastering my skills, is getting wealthy, is retiring my parents, is taking them out on a world trip, is doing all of these things, securing my future, spending time with the people that I love and care for the most. Like, this is what is real fun to me, right? And it is okay for you to enjoy once in a while in this time period, but if that is your motive, like I have seen students in tier 3, tier 4 colleges जिनकी पूरी life ही वो बन गई है. Those who say that you should waste the best years of your life doing these things are lying on your face. I hope you realize this one thing: there should be a balance, but most of us in this age are taking that degenerative lifestyle to the extreme, right? And when you do that, that is when you lose out on the biggest exponential growth opportunities of your life. The fourth rule of society was to save as much as possible, act as a miser, and then at the end of your life, you would have some money to enjoy, right? Now, hear me out, okay? The way the world works is that even if you look at the rich people, right, they never use their own money. They use loans, they use debt to finance whatever they do, right? They have assets which they put as collateral and they take loans and then they do whatever they want to do with that money. They're never saving. Like, no one ever became a billionaire by saving $1 billion, right? They did that by investing in themselves, in their businesses, in other businesses, and owning a piece of a business. That is how they got rich. That is how they built up their wealth over the period of time, not by saving as much as possible. Also, there's this negative feeling around spending money. The idea here is, I used to barely spend 10,000 rupees a month, I think 1.5 years ago. Today, I spend over 3 to 4 lakhs a month, right? And a lot of that goes into salaries to the freelancers that I work with, that goes on to the rent, that goes on all of these expenses, right? On travel, on experiences, and I love spending it. I have zero regrets. You know why? Because this is what will motivate me to go back and work even more, right? Like, this is like 10 to 15 to 20% of my earnings, and if I can deploy it into this, into my experiences, into my learnings, into getting me more motivated, that is the best way forward. And so that is how I think about it, right? Like, extreme of anything is bad. Of course you should save, but too much saving will just kill that excitement you would have to make more money, right? That's just my thought. Society's rule number 5 was college education is a must. Like, I remember when I was at my friend's house in Delhi, I was talking about thinking to drop out, right? And उनकी मम्मी ने बोला, बेटा drop out मत करना, कुछ भी कर लो लाइफ में, थोड़ा सा YouTube कम भी कर लो, but drop out मत करना. ये जो education है बहुत important है. And that is what we have as our culture in India, right? Like, ये जो educational degree जो मिलती है at the end, right? उसकी बहुत value होती है लोगों के mind में. And what I realized was that there are two separate things. There's one education, and then there is the learning. The traditional education is what you get from college, the boring lectures, the boring professors, the stupid concepts that I have never used in my life, versus your learning. I have dropped out of college this year itself, but I never stopped learning. I learn every day from people, from my surroundings, from videos, from books, from everything around me, right? Like, and I think that is the best thing you can do. Make your world your own college, your own university. That is how you will learn the most. इसीलिए जब भी हम लोगों को हायर करते हैं ना मार्केट हब में, they are very good at textbook stuff. उनको कुछ भी पूछ लो उनके सिलेबस का, उन्हें रटा हुआ होता है. If I ask them a simple question like, tell me how does the social media algorithm work on Instagram, on YouTube, they are blank. They don't know anything about it, right? And so I just think that it's important for you to have an overall development of yourself, right? Like too much of anything is just not right for you. And that is what you need to realize. So this thing, college education is a must, is what I broke. And I learn every day from the experiences around me. And that is what I want you to do as well. Not to drop out of college, but to focus on learning from around you. The sixth rule of society was to follow as much as possible. In a society where we do not question, or where we look down on people who question too much, you would never find innovation, right? It stifles innovation and creativity to a point. Like when I was born, like when I was in school and all, I tried asking questions to my teachers कि ऐसा क्यों होता है, ऐसा क्यों होता है, right? Like they used to tell me a algorithm, or they used to tell me a formula, or they used to tell me a concept in science, in biology, and I used to go deeper into that. I was like कि ऐसा क्यों होता है, ये ऐसा क्यों काम करता है, how does this really work? And whenever I used to ask too many questions, I was stopped dead in my tracks. I was like कि भाई ऐसा ही होता है, समझ लो, रट लो, और उल्टी कर दो पेपर पे, फुल नंबर आ जाएंगे and you will pass away from the exam. While what I thought was कि भाई, like I should know the concept from the very basics, right? Like that is why I have a younger sister, she's in 9th grade, and I tell her to question everything. ये जो G m1 m2 upon r square है, ये फॉर्मूला आया कहाँ से, ये होता कैसे, like why does it work like this, m into m क्यों है, m plus m क्यों नहीं है, right? So I tell her to think about all of these things, and that is how you will develop the critical thinking ability, which will serve you for the rest of your life. So I learned to question everything around me, and that is how I learned the most. So this idea of following everything that everyone is doing is flawed, and I think you must wake up to the reality. By the way, if you're liking this video, make sure that you hit the like button and share this video with a friend of yours, right? That is the least you can do with your friend. Okay, the last rule was that money is evil. Like money distorts people's thoughts. ऐसा लोग बोलते हैं, right? ज़्यादा पैसा आना जाने से दिमाग खराब हो जाता है इंसान का. I think that the reality is money doesn't change anything. It doesn't change who you are. It just exaggerates more of who you already were, right? Like अगर आप मदर टेरेसा थे, right? अगर आप सबको दान करते थे सब चीज़ें, if you get more money, you will just do more of that, right? And so if you were always someone की like इसका काट दूंगा, इससे मेरे को ये मिल जाएगा, I'll snatch opportunity from this person, when you get more money, you will just be the same person all the time, right? It won't change who you were originally. So that is the thing that money does. It just exposes who people really are and their characteristics. And that is the interesting part about money, right? That is just what I think. These were the 7 rules that I broke to become a crorepati at age 20. I don't like these titles myself. You know, you might think ये बहुत cheesy है या फिर ये clickbait कर रहा है, ऐसा कुछ कर रहा है. But that is all from me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about any of these rules, comment section है, वहाँ पे लिखो. We'll talk, we'll discuss everything, and I will keep making more videos for you right here. You can follow me on Instagram at ishansharma7390. I'll see you all in the next video.